It began with a decision that most civilizations never consciously made. While others chased freedom, expansion, or heroic individuality, ancient China chose something quieter but stronger: order. This was not a moral choice, but a survival one. Vast rivers flooded unpredictably. Fertile plains invited chaos as easily as prosperity. Without structure, life collapsed quickly. The Chinese world learned early that freedom without limits led to fragmentation. Stability required restraint. So, before armies marched or emperors ruled, rules were established. Society was shaped to prevent disorder before it appeared. Control was not imposed suddenly, it was cultivated patiently. The foundation of China was not conquest, but coordination. Order came first, because without it, nothing else lasted. China's geography made chaos expensive. The Yellow River brought life, but also destruction. Floods erased villages overnight. Droughts starved entire regions. Survival demanded collective discipline. Individual action was useless against nature's scale. Only organized labor-planned canals, controlled farming, shared responsibility could keep society alive. This environment trained people to value coordination over independence. Order became practical, not philosophical. Rules were not symbols of oppression, they were tools of survival. Freedom to act alone often meant failure. Cooperation meant continuity. Over time, obedience stopped feeling imposed. It felt necessary. Nature taught the first lesson: without structure, nothing endures. Ancient China did not wait for rebellion to respond to it. It designed society to prevent rebellion from forming. Roles were defined early: farmer, artisan, soldier, scholar. Each role served stability. Status was earned through contribution, not chaos. Laws were strict, but predictable. Punishment was severe, but consistent. This reduced uncertainty, even if it reduced choice. People knew what was expected of them. The system valued harmony over expression. Individual ambition was redirected into service. The goal was not happiness, but balance. A balanced society did not fracture easily. Control was quiet, embedded into daily life. Order became invisible because it was everywhere. Unlike empires that ruled through fear alone, China learned that constant force was inefficient. True power was routine. Authority was reinforced through rituals, customs, and moral expectations. Family hierarchy mirrored state hierarchy. Respect flowed upward naturally. Disobedience was not just illegal, it was dishonorable. This reduced the need for armies in every street. Control lived inside behavior. Even when dynasties changed, the system survived. Rulers came and went, but structure remained. Power was not tied to one man. It was embedded in the way life was organized. Order outlived emperors. Violence was a backup, not the foundation. Ancient China did not eliminate freedom, it redefined it. Freedom was not the right to disrupt order, but the security of knowing one's place within it. Stability allowed families to plan, farm, and endure across generations. Creativity existed, but within boundaries. Innovation served harmony, not rebellion. This produced longevity instead of explosion. While other civilizations burned brightly and collapsed quickly, China absorbed pressure and adapted slowly. Order limited chaos, but also preserved continuity. The system accepted that some freedom must be sacrificed so society itself could survive. This trade-off shaped everything that followed. To preserve order across vast distances, ancient China built something stronger than armies: a bureaucracy. Officials were trained, tested, and monitored. Power was distributed through paperwork, records, and hierarchy. Decisions flowed downward in structured channels. This reduced chaos and personal ambition. Loyalty was owed to the system, not just the ruler. Even when emperors were weak, the administration continued functioning. Taxes were collected. Laws were enforced. Projects were completed. The state became an organism that could survive individual failure. Order was no longer dependent on charisma or fear. It was procedural, slow, rigid, but resilient. Bureaucracy turned order into permanence. Paper replaced swords as the true tool of control. Authority became invisible, but constant. Chinese governance distrusted emotion. Anger, pride, and impulsive action were seen as threats to stability. Law was designed to be impersonal. Justice was harsh, but consistent. This predictability discouraged rebellion more effectively than mercy ever could. People feared chaos more than punishment. When rules are clear, resistance loses justification. The system valued obedience over expression, but it also reduced randomness. Life became controlled, but survivable. While this suppressed individuality, it prevented sudden collapse. Law became the language of order. Emotion was treated as a risk to be managed, not a virtue to celebrate. Stability mattered more than sympathy. Fairness was measured by consistency, not compassion. Chinese history is full of fallen dynasties, but the civilization itself did not fall with them. When rulers failed, they were replaced. When corruption spread, reform followed. Rebellion was not against order itself, but against those who failed to maintain it. This allowed change without destruction. Unlike empires that shattered completely, China reset itself repeatedly. Collapse became renewal. The system absorbed shock instead of breaking. Order acted as a container for conflict. Even revolution followed rules. This cycle made China appear eternal, not because it never failed, but because it knew how to recover without chaos. Continuity mattered more than loyalty to any single ruler. Power was temporary, structure was not. Order preserved life, but it limited voice. Innovation moved slowly. Dissent was dangerous. Questioning authority carried risk. Stability demanded silence from many. The system protected society, but it also restrained it. When external threats arrived faster than internal adaptation, rigidity became weakness. What once preserved unity could delay necessary change. Order reduced chaos, but it also reduced flexibility. The same structure that held China together sometimes held it back. Control ensured survival, but not always progress. The price of continuity was caution, and caution sometimes came too late. Stability became safety, but safety became hesitation. The system feared disorder more than stagnation. Despite its costs, the strategy endured for thousands of years because it matched reality. China's population size, geography, and environmental pressures made freedom without coordination impossible. Order created predictability. Predictability created endurance. While other civilizations burned out through ambition or fragmentation, China endured through restraint. It chose longevity over intensity. The system was not designed to inspire the world. It was designed to survive it. That choice explains why China remained recognizable across millennia, while others vanish into fragments and myths. Endurance became the highest achievement. Survival itself became success. Ancient China teaches that civilization is not built only on freedom or power, but on restraint. Order can protect life, preserve culture, and outlast rulers. But it is never free. Stability always demands sacrifice. The question is not whether order is good or bad, but whether it is balanced. Too little order invites chaos. Too much suffocates change. China's strategy succeeded because it understood its environment, even when it limited its people. The lesson remains unresolved. How much freedom can a civilization afford before it risks collapse? And how much order can it impose before it loses its future? The answer shifts with time, but the tension never disappears. Every civilization must choose where it stands. Do you think order is more important than freedom when a civilization is trying to survive? Can long-term stability exist without limiting individual choice? At what point does control stop protecting society and start weakening it? Share your thoughts in the comments below and explore more stories where ancient strategies still shape the modern world.